Moi! My name is Jana, and you're watching Finnish Knitting Stories, episode number 95. Today's Friday, traditionally, already quite late afternoon, and I'm here with my lovely assistant, Clucky, and we will be talking about knitting, yes? Yes. So you can find me on Instagram as Kettonits and on Ravelry as Kettonits, and on Ko-fi and Patreon as Finnish Knitting Stories. Welcome or welcome back. How have you been? I hope all is well. Still winter here in Finland. Still cold. Got a bit warmer for a moment, but not important. Okay, what else? Everything I talk about, all the patterns and yarn and other places, everything I mention will be in the description box down below, and if something is missing, give me a nudge and I'll add it there. Okay, now that's admin stuff is handled, and let's talk about knitting. Let's start with the finished objects. I have 2 this week. You can currently see both of them on your screen. Which one do we begin with? Let's start with this one because it's also what I'm wearing today. Clucky, give Mama a second. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so I'm wearing my new vest that I finished this week. Yes, I finished it, I think, on Monday. Not that it matters, but this is Gan Vest that I was knitting last week by Albina McLaughlin. Wonderful, wonderful, very versatile pattern because you get a lot of modification options. You can do a lot of things with it. I knit mine in Nutiden. I had leftovers from a sheep camp sweater that I showed you last week, and guess what? I still have leftovers. I still have like half a plate of Nutiden plate left. I don't know. It's just never ending yarn. But I knit this in size like 3. I think my gauge was slightly off, so I was just trying it on, and I love it. And I held Nutiden double, and I used quite large needles, if I remember right, 5.5mm. Yeah, I chose to do like a narrow shoulder option. Not that you can see it. I think my ribbing is a bit wider than it should be, but I love it. The vest is very, very light. Can you guess how much it weighs? Yarn held double. I'll show you the length first. Sorry. This long. It's short, but it's not cropped. I think I wanted it more cropped, but then went for just slightly longer, which I'm actually quite happy about. So, 130 grams. 130 grams. I can't believe it either. I don't know. It doesn't weigh anything, but it's very, very warm. I'm so happy with this extra layer on these cold days because I can even put a cardigan over it. And yeah, I'm just wearing it with my cotton corduroy dress, and I think it's lovely. Gives me extra warmth. I'm not sure how I feel about this neckline with this neckline, but I decided it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. I just came from work. Yeah, because I have different dresses. Actually, most of them have either round or this kind of boat. Is this a boat neck? Yes, it is. Or is it? I don't remember. Anyways, I think, yeah, this is lovely. I was thinking, should I continue? Should I close this up a little bit? But I've been wearing it and I don't think it bothers me. I think it's good. It's good. It goes with many different things. Look at that. And the color is quartz, which is an older color. Oh, and the necklace. My lovely necklace is by Pinjo Design. Lovely Finnish jewelry artist, knitter, pattern designer, Pirjo. She has a podcast with her sister Katri Villapesuohjelma here on YouTube, but it's in Finnish. So if you speak Finnish, go check it out. But you probably already know them. They are very famous in Finland. And yeah, she makes jewelry as well, and I love this. This was my special treat from Jyväskylä Knit Fest. Not last year, but one before, so 2 years ago. And yes, that's a yarn skein with little yarn balls. So I love it. And I generally love silver jewelry, as you can see. Oh, the ring is also by her. It says not villa. It says neolesiskot, which means like knitting sisters. I get repeatedly questions about my jewelry, so let's take a quick detour from the vest. I will just tell you about this. So yeah, that's by Pinjo Design. This is Baltic ring, traditional, from Latvia, just from a store, from a jewelry store in Latvia. It's big silver ring. It's a traditional, like a shield ring, which is like a replica of very, very old jewelry pieces that were found during archaeological digging in the area. And then I have, these are also from the same place as this. These are water birds, also traditional Baltic symbol. I love my silver jewelry, and not just silver. I love my plywood. I love my, I love a lot of things, you know. I'm a bit of a magpie when it comes to jewelry. But yes, that's just one of my old dresses and my new vest. That's what I'm wearing today. I don't think I have anything to add about this. I also have a project on Ravelry, and I still need to take some decent pictures for Instagram to show this off, but I've been wearing it a lot and I'm enjoying it, and it's just lovely. Oh, one more thing. I wanted to show you a little detail. See that the faux seam? I made it go into the ribbing here and here, and the same thing. Oh, can you see it? Where is it? No, you can't see it. It's there on the back, and then same thing here on the shoulder. There. You did some pearl stitches there, and it just continues all over. Just a lovely detail. Okay. Okay. My second finished object, obviously, is right here. Okay, I will introduce you officially. This is my emotional support chicken. Please meet Cluck Norris. And she's a girl, but her name is Cluck. Like Charlie can be used for both and many other names, so why not Cluck? Yes, my husband insisted on the name. We were between Hen Solo and Cluck Norris, but Cluck Norris won because he always keeps his calm, and emotional support chicken should be calm. Right. So, yeah. I bet you have seen these all over internet. The pattern is by, I'm not sure, is it a yarn store or what kind of company? I did not go into detail, I did not look into details, but it's called the Knitting Tree LA, and I will link it. It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry, and they also have a video tutorial on YouTube, but I haven't checked it out. I'm not sure can you use that without the pattern. You most likely need to buy the pattern. And the pattern calls for worsted weight yarn. I made mine scrappy because that's what I love. So I held 3 strands of fingering weight yarn together. And I wanted Clucky to be very natural looking without funky colors. I was between do I go crazy bananas neon or do I go natural? And I decided to go natural. It just felt like my emotional support chicken should be calm. And she is. And she is amazing. She lives on the sofa next to me, next to my knitting spot. And she's just the squishiest, nicest thing ever. So, meet Clucky, my new friend. She's friends with... Can you see Franny? There is Franny. She's friends with Franny. No worries. All is good here. They are friends. And it was a very quick knit. I knit her in 2 evenings because I was just, you know how I am. If you're a returning viewer, you know I'm a very spontaneous knitter. I get this crazy idea, I go to my yarn shelf, I pull things out, and I just start knitting with whatever I have. I'm very impatient knitter in that way. I can't even imagine that, that I would be ordering yarn and waiting for yarn. It's a torture for me. It's a torture. If I want something, I need it now. But it's only in relation to knitting. With other things, I can wait. I'm not in a hurry. I'm still waiting on many things in my life, but with knitting, I need that instant satisfaction of casting on when I have something on my mind. Sometimes I have those long-term projects that I plan out, and then I maybe need to order yarn from somewhere, but it's a different story. But if I need it now, I need it now. So Clucky is scrappy because I have scraps I have a stash full of scraps. I had to pull some yarns from I make a lot of scrappy blankets, and the yarn is usually put already accordingly in a basket or in a project bag for those projects. And I had to rummage through them to find suitable yarns. I had to pull yellow one from 2 different blankets. Yes. I don't know what else. She's lovely. She's lovely, squishy, she's heavy because the bottom half is filled with yarn ends, yarn worms, belly full of yarn worms, and the top part is polyfill that I had to buy. Unfortunately, I had to buy a bag of polyfill because I didn't have any at home, and I used all the yarn ends I've been saving. You know, I have a paper bag full of yarn ends. And it filled only half of the chicken. So yeah, she is massive. Look, but she's perfect size. She's perfect shape. She's like, I don't know, it's a brilliant pattern. It is the squishiest thing ever. I was asked, is she fiddly? No, she's not fiddly, because if you make her large, she's absolutely not fiddly. The only thing that it requires some amount of seaming. If you're like me and you don't enjoy seaming things, you just need power through it. You just need to collect yourself and get through it. But some people enjoy seaming. I'm not one of them, but that's all right. So here I cheated. I did a 3 needle bind off where it was possible because, you know, avoiding, even if I can avoid seaming this much, it's already a win in my book. She has this bottom bit, and yeah, and this is all like one piece. Yeah, you do the tail, you pick up stitches. Anyway, it's a you're like making it flat at first, and then you like put things together. I put safety eyes in. I had these yellow ones in my stash, and I don't know, she's just lovely. I think everybody needs one. Everybody needs an emotional support chicken in their lives. She's just she's anti-stress. She's definitely an anti-stress for me. I love her. So you will probably see her a lot from now on. Clucky is absolutely lovely. Yay. And I think she enjoys it here. We feed her well. Unlimited supply of yarn worms coming up all the time. All the time. That she's very inexpensive to upkeep. Cheaper than the dog, you know. Okay. Let's go sit there for a while and watch us. She will be observing us talk here. Okay, let's go to... That was a long discussion of 2 finished objects, very small ones. But yes, Clucky, love her. Let me know if you're going to be casting one on. I know many people already did, because if you're on my Patreon or Instagram, you have seen her before. Yes, okay. Whips, I have a few. I did not bring everything that I showed last week just because I was very limited on time this week. I have not been knitting much except the weekend. The weekend when I made Clucky, and yeah, I finished Vest, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I was having very long days at work, and my knitting was down to a minimum. I will show you my foxtail scarf, self-drafted. Just because I'm almost done with it. I have one color left. I'm using leftovers of a Homespun House Advent. If you saw the previous episode, I made a beautiful wrap by Eurus Makes. I think I accidentally said Eurus Design last time or one before, but it's Eurus Makes. sorry for that. And I knitted in a homespun house advent that Molly sent me. Hi Molly, thank you once again. And then leftovers I'm using for this scarf, and it doesn't fit in a screen. Look, it's that big. I'm already on the decreases on the other side. I have one beige color left. I think I didn't bring it here, but okay. How do I show it to you? There. And there, I'm working on the decreases, and I think it should be enough. It should be enough to finish it up. Or I can always add another beige yarn. I think I have something like that, if I run out at the very end. But it's gonna be just so lovely and squishy. And probably you can guess why I'm naming it Foxtail. But yes, I can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Almost done. Should be ready this weekend. Then I've been talking forever about finishing some of my older whips or UFOs. I don't know at what point whip becomes a UFO, but I still call them whips because they have hope of being finished. And I have this lovely bag by the Knitter Bag. They are on Etsy, a Lithuanian company. They make lovely linen bags. And yeah, what do I have here? Do you remember what is this thing? Do you remember? What am I making here? I had very big issues trying to figure out at which point in the pattern am I. And this is something that I have wanted since 2018, because that's when I bought the pattern. And I've been trying to figure out when did I cast this on, and I have no idea. I cannot figure it out. Which year did I cast this on? Because I have not made a Ravelry project for it. I don't know, have I showed it before here on YouTube? Maybe I need to go back, look at my videos. I don't know. It's been years and years. And this is something that I wanted so badly when the pattern came out. This is No Frills Cardigan by Petite Knit. Yeah, I cast it on and I left it there, and now I picked it up and I have knit. Where is the marker? I have knit this much from that little bear marker. I have added almost 10 centimeters to it this week, actually last weekend as well. And I love the color. It's a very nice basic pattern. It's a long cardigan, and I think I want to knit it. That's why I picked it up. It would be great for spring. Just a raglan, and it's good color. Yeah, so I will be working on it. I'm telling that to you now, that you would keep me accountable. I was first thinking of frogging it, but then I decided no, I'm gonna give it a go. And I started knitting it, and my gauge is not too different. It looks around same. I think I got the same gauge, and I'm just trying to carry on with it. Yeah, could be that I get bored with it, but let's hope not, because I want this. I want the finished object. Okay, great. So I showed you that. Then I picked another old project. Oh, and now I realized I forgot one item for our next section, but I'll go get it later. Okay. Oop. This is heavy. This is heavy. Oh. The bag was a gift from a lovely viewer. Thank you. And this. I got several questions about this. Where is it? What's happening? Like, is it ready? It's not ready. It's a blanket. It's a crochet blanket. And I'm knitting it. I'm trying to get rid of my Novita Seitsemän veljestä, the Seven Brothers sock yarn leftovers. I started another blanket with these years ago, the one by Arne and Carlos, and I have frogged it since because I just could not. It's just could not make myself to work on it. And again, not the blanket, it's the yarn. It's not very inspiring, and that's why this has been on a break as well, because this yarn is really not inspiring, but I have this much of it. It's probably around a kilogram still left. And I want to knit it or crochet it all in this case. I will show you where I picked up last weekend. There, where is the marker? So, and I had an intention that I would do at least one stripe a day, and I haven't. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I have, sorry, 7 stripes in a week. So yay, we're good. Let's move the marker while I remember. And I was thinking, if I do just one of this color repeat stripe a day, that would be great. Or like I can do more than one, but at least one. And this is so-called spiked granny stitch, I think. I think, and we're here now. I'm just randomly using the colors, and they have been leftovers from the projects, and I had some full balls of it. And the problem is that I have a lot of pinks left and not much of other colors. And I didn't plan it before. I just started making it. I just started crocheting it. And I really don't want to get more yarn to finish it. So if the other half is more on a pink side, I think I'm fine with it. Because this is probably just going to be my car blanket or something like that. It's wide enough. Just something like emergency car blanket. And it already covers my lap when I sit under it. So I will just keep working on it. But no, it's not very inspiring, unfortunately. Unfortunately. But I love making that stitch, by the way. That is fun. That is absolutely, definitely fun. So, yes, this is still going. I'll just put it there. And then, and then I have a new cast on. Did you expect that I would have a new cast on? You probably did, didn't you? You know me so well. It's in my Hohi & Co bag, winter bag, little tote. I don't know how old, don't ask. I have no clue. And I have a new project in a very soft and squishy yarn that I had reserved, again, for another project. I got it last year and I reserved it for another project, the Zizziger Eco Soft, which is all natural. It's 56% alpaca and 44% organic cotton, 125 meters, 50 grams. And now I will show you my project, or beginning of it. What do you think it is? It's not a hat. It's not a hat, and it's not a cowl. And you probably already know what this is. Yeah, it's a sleeve. It's a sleeve. And I am knitting Eurus sweater. I am. Because why not? And if you think it's bottom up, you're wrong. It's sleeve to sleeve. Because I would not knit bottom up sweater, would I? No, sometimes. If it's Weekender by Andrea Maury, then I would. Otherwise, probably not. So I needed the challenge in my knitting life. So I cast this crazy thing on. I've had the pattern forever. It's been on my list forever. But what was stopping me was probably the finished weight of that project. Because I know myself. I don't think I would wear a sweater that weighs a kilogram, because I have a cardigan that weighs a kilogram, and that's already like, it's not the one I reach for. Yeah, that I mostly reach for. It is quite heavy, and if it's still okay in a cardigan, I think it's a bit much for a sweater. And I was envisioning it in that white the wool that is used in the pattern. I now don't remember the name, but I think it's Swedish wool or Norwegian. No, I'm pretty sure it's Swedish. And I was thinking, yeah, I would need almost a kilogram of that yarn for my size, probably. And I just could not. I could not envision myself wearing that heavy of a sweater. And it is heavy because it's all cabled. It's a beautiful, beautiful sweater, and I love how it looks. And then I was going around my craft room and I saw this yarn and I was like, oh, is it gonna work in that? Is it gonna work in a fluffy? Yeah, how would the cables be in a fluffy alpaca? And guess what? They are just fine for my taste. Yes, maybe they are not so distinct as in a like woolly wool, but I think I'm okay with it. And then I also found another person who made this sweater in this same yarn, but I think hers was brown or beige. And I was like, yeah, that looks all right. That actually looks pretty good. So I'm going with it. And according to my calculations, I'm gonna need half of the weight of the yarn. That otherwise, like this, my finished sweater should be around half kilo instead of a kilo, which I think is more manageable, like as a finished garment, because sometimes it's just too much. But I love the design and I'm obsessed with it and I'm knitting it. And I downloaded the pattern, I printed it out, and I was like, whoa, this is terrifying. It's 18 pages. Very detailed with lots of charts and everything. And I was like, oh, can I even do this right now? Do I have enough brain space? And then I was looking at it. It can't be that complicated. And it actually not. The text part was a bit confusing to me. My brain could not process all the writing in it. But I was like, okay, don't look at that. Just get the number of stitches, look at the charts. And I did just that. And I knit for like 2 repeats, and then I didn't even need the charts anymore. Now I'm just, this is very intuitive. There is nothing complicated in this. It's just cables, and I'm cabling without the needle because there are, I think you're crossing 3 stitches max over somewhere. In, where is that bigger cable? In this one you're crossing 3 over 3, and you can do that without cable needle. The main challenge is that my yarn is not it's not elastic at all. It has 0 stretch because it's it's the one where it has cotton like a core. It's like a knit tubing and then alpaca is blown in. It's absolutely lovely, but knitting with it's a different experience than with a woolly wool, like any wool yarn. But I'm all right with it. I'm just doing it because I want the sweater. And actually the process is quite fun so far. I don't know what will happen when I get like, this is the sleeve, when I get to this part, because we will probably be casting on stitches and then going sideways, but we will see. I'll think about it when we get there. But so far I'm really, really enjoying this because it is a fun project. And this is just what I wanted. I wanted some cables. Somebody suggested that I would do some textured knit, and I was like, not feeling it. I wanted to do cables. And these are very, very simple. Generally very satisfying knit for me right now in this moment. Like a bit more challenging than vanilla, but not crazy complicated where you need to look at the charts, because while knitting this, I'm not looking at the charts. Nice. Really, really nice. Let's hope it works out how I planned it. Yes, but I'll keep you posted. So those are all my finished objects. Now I need to run to my closet to pick item for our world love knits because I forgot to bring it. Hold on. Be with Clucky for a while. I'm back with your favorite segment, well-loved knits. And we have a request this week. We have a request this week for my Marled Mania leggings that I made last year. I finished them in the beginning of January last year. You will have to excuse, they are straight from use. They are from my closet. They might be covered in a dust of dog hair. But yes. Okay, here they are. Have they held up, was the question. How have they have held up I would say surprisingly well. Do we have pilling? Yes, we do. We do. In my problem area, thighs, you know, we have very, very moderate pilling. There you can see a bit of pilling, but mostly no, we don't have anywhere else pilling. Okay, no, not on the waist, not on it. Have they stretched out? No, yeah, there is a butt sack. You can see there is a butt sack. The knees, these have been used. The knees, yeah, a bit on the knees. And the main question, did they stretch out on the waist? Yes, they did. Did they stretch out badly? No, I don't think so. They're not soggy on me. They are fine, but I did put in an elastic. And I kind of predicted it when knitting them. That's why I did this double waistband already then. And then I just went inside, stretched out one of the stitches, threaded in an elastic, tied a knot, and now I have an elastic in the waistband, and now they stay up and they don't fall down. They weren't like majorly falling down because my hips were still holding them, but it was just a bit here and there sliding, and I needed to pull them up. Now they stay put once I threaded in an elastic. So, but yeah, they are very much covered in dog hair because I often walk the dog in them, and then I often lounge in the living room in them, and sometimes on the cold days I wear them under my dresses to work. I think the bottoms are looking quite nicely. I was at one point thinking, should I extend the ribbing at the bottom, but I think it's all right because then I would need to take, there was some pilling, I would need to take this back. So I think for a year of active winter use, I think they have been washed twice. Yes, twice these have been washed. But I think they are all right. They are doing all right. And what saved me, I think, was using a strand of sock wool. Like not merino, but sock wool that's holding this whole structure together. That's why they have not stretched dramatically, because the sock wool is holding it. If you remember, I knit these in 3 strands. 3 strands? No, 2 strands. 2 strands of fingering weight. One strand was black sock yarn. I used opal, just black opal, 4-ply and drops fabel. And then another strand was all my fingering weight scraps. Most of them were merino. And I think if the leggings would have been just in merino, we would have way worse stretching issues. That, I don't know. Yeah, at least with my gauge. Maybe you need to knit very tightly, which I cannot. Tight knitting hurts my hands. I don't see the point of it, but yeah. Okay, but you can't see through them. They are tight enough. I used, I think, smaller needle than Steven suggested because I know myself. But yeah, they have taken the shape of my body very nicely. There you go. I hope this answers your questions about my wool leggings. These are very loved. And you can see they have been worn. Yeah. Love them. Love them. Good. They are very hairy. I'm sorry. Life with dogs. Okay, just one now, but still. Okay, that was our section. The sun is going down, which makes me think about word of the day. Let's do sun, because it's an important thing in our lives, right? So word of the day, sun. In Finnish, that's aurinko, and in Latvian, that's saule. Aurinko, saule. We learned a new word today. Okay, what else? Purchases and acquisitions. They are acquisitions. Let's do very quickly. have not bought anything, but I do have Happy Mail. So they are like acquisitions from a Happy Mail. I received 2 wonderful packages, actually 3. One is still at the post office. I need to go get it. But I received 2 beautiful packages from lovely viewers of this podcast. And let's start with the first one. The one that arrived first. There were treats for the whole family, I have to tell you, but I will only show my part, what I got, because they are fox related. Lovely Lynn, my friend Lynn in the UK, sent me some fox related items, and they are amazing. I have to share. I have to share. Fox pouch, fox tote, and my favorite that's going now into my craft room is this. I don't know, dear, where you found it, but it's perfect. This made me just so happy. Once upon a time, there was a girl who really loved foxes. It was me. The end. Amazing story. So I love it. I need to find special place somewhere in this room where to put this. Thank you so much, dear. Everybody loved everything. Sophia was spoiled with gifts, but also my husband and our son and my mom. Even my mom got a little gift, but it's still waiting for her arrival next time. I got another Happy Mail from Linda. Linda is the person behind Vol Hobby. I hope I'm saying that okay. Not an English word, is it? And she also has a podcast on YouTube, and you can find her on Instagram, and probably she has a web page, and she made me yarn. And it's beautiful. She also makes yarn. There was this bag, there was a card that's inside. There was this little pin that says, "Shh, I'm knitting." Yes, that's in Dutch. And her page is volhobby.nl, like Netherlands. And then look at the yarn she sent me. I love it. Do you know what I love about this yarn? That they are my colors, but it's probably not something I would choose myself. And I absolutely love about. That's my favorite part about it. Because I love expanding my color palette, but sometimes it's hard to go past your safe colors, the colors you're stuck in, because I absolutely love all the colors in this. But would I be like brave enough? Would I be like drawn to it? Oh, I would be drawn to it. But would I be brave enough to pick it, let's say, from a store? I love the color combo. I love the poppy, like orange red with this violet. It's a gorgeous set. It's a sock set, yes. 25%, yeah, 75. And this is 100 grams. My first yarn in this year, by the way. Is it weird? I've been so busy. I haven't bought any yarn yet this year. So this is my first incoming yarn this year. Thank you so much, Linda. It was a wonderful surprise. I really enjoyed this. So it's so soft and squishy. I need to think of a nice project for it. I want to keep them together, definitely. This is a set. Oh, lovely. Thank you. That will go into my yarn shelf. There is space because I've been destashing some older yarns that I don't really want to knit with, but no gifts. I never destash gifts. I always knit them up because they are special to me. Do I have anything else? No, knit and chat. I don't even have anything to knit on, do I? Okay, so sit and chat. Sit and chat. You can knit, we will sit. I'm just rocking here myself. Yes, I'm sorry I'm all over the place. I had a very long week. Let's start with the weather. I know at least a few of you are waiting for the weather update. Okay, I'll get comfy. Okay, the weather has been out of whack here. Because first, Mother Nature decided that I will give you a taste of spring a little bit. It was melting. Everything was melting. It was plus. We're talking in Celsius. It was in the plus. It was like +3, +4 at max. Yeah, +4, I think. Everything melted. Snow started dropping off the roof, and the yard was getting soft because we have a good dense layer. And then the cars were falling in, and kids were falling through because the walkway also has a good dense layer. It was melting, melting, melting. It was icky and wet and very, very cold because it was also windy. And then last night, it all froze. It's again minus, I think, 12 at the moment. So, yeah. My car was frozen from inside and from outside this morning. It took me half an hour to get it warm and scrubbed. Yeah, it was not fun. I was almost late for work. What else? What else? I don't know. My week was... If I would need to describe my week in a few words, I would say, I don't know, it was surprisingly full of rude people. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's full moon or bad weather, but it was just, they were everywhere. They were everywhere. Wherever I tried to go, there was just a bunch of rude, entitled people, and I think that's what exhausted me this week. Not the long days at work, because I was having fun there. But then when I was trying to go out into the outside world and do something, and I was just thinking, what's the point? Do I really need to deal with this? Do I have to? I was just thinking how good it would be to go back to my hobbit hole and not come out. Just stay there, because I don't know. We have food, I have my knitting, I have my family. I don't need anything else. I just don't want to... on the weeks like that. I think all the lovely people stayed home this week. Just the rude ones were out there. Yeah, I don't know why it got to me so badly. I usually just ignore it and think it's not my problem. They are the ones that having issue and dealing with something, but I don't know, it got into my head this week because it was some kind of massive attack of assholes, honestly. But okay, it's over. I'm home now. I'm planning not to leave the house for next 2 days. I will be making more soups. A lot of you asked the borscht recipe. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm probably the worst person to ask the recipes because I never measure anything. Like, when I'm cooking, if I'm not using a recipe that came from a book or a magazine or like whatever, if I'm using one of my own recipes or recipe like from my grandmother's, or I never measure anything. I go by the feeling because none of my grandmothers ever measured anything. We don't have family recipes that says, I don't know, 3 cups of flour and 2 eggs, and I always taste things and I go like by the eye. Yeah, this looks around right, so I can't tell you how much of potatoes, how much of carrots. I don't know. So, and another thing about the borscht, there are so many different variations, and once I tried to share a recipe and came bunch of people telling me that I'm doing it wrong, but they are regional. There are regional differences. It depends where it's coming from, and I don't know, there are probably hundreds of variations of that soup, and I'm making it the way my grandmother made it, and yeah, I think I'm just not ready to deal with that. So I'm sorry, there won't be a recipe. Because I have no idea how much of what I'm using. And then I'm using a spice mix that I got from Ukraine. That a friend of mine brought me. I had some from my auntie and then I ran out, and then a friend of mine brought me kindly from there. And yes, like spice mix. Did I say soup mix? Or did I say spice mix? I don't know. I think my head is a bit cloudy right now. I've been talking a lot today, and And I think I'm slightly under caffeinated. Maybe that's the problem as well. Yes. What else? Clucky joined our family this week. That's the best thing ever. Yes. Are you here to stay, old gal? I so want chickens. And people have been sharing pictures of their chickens with me, and I'm so jealous in a good way. Like, you're living my dream life. I want to stay in my hobbit hole and have my chickens, but they all would be pet chickens and die of old age because I'm not a true farmer. I never will be. Growing up, my grandmother had chickens, and they never kept them over winter, and I could never eat any of my buddies that I grew up from, little chicklets, and no. never ate my pets. I know that farming is another thing and people grow them for food, but all my chickens would die of old age. I don't know, I'm like that. Yeah, my mom doesn't eat rabbits. Yeah, she doesn't eat rabbit meat or ducks because that's what she had when growing up. I get it from my mom. We're both soft that way. Like we couldn't be like true farmers. Only growing crops, but not animals for food. Yeah. Yes, Clucky, you're safe here. We're not gonna eat you. Don't worry. Not even on a bad day. Yeah, I don't know what else. Other way, very uneventful week, except I've been at work a lot. I had 3 very long days this week, and I can feel it in my body. I think I will have a very easy, like semi-chilled weekend. I still need to do cleaning because I did not do that during the week. I usually try, but this week I didn't have time. But yeah, gonna be alright. I don't know what else. Probably not gonna cast on anything new this weekend. Hopefully not. This was not planned. You know. And then the white sweater happened. I will just keep working on the things I have, and yeah, maybe organize around here a little bit. I know a lot of you want to see my craft room. It's again a mess because I've been pulling yarn for days stashing, and one day I will show it to you. Hopefully in spring, when I do a big spring clean, we could do craft room tour maybe. I just got the Christmas explosion cleaned from here because, yeah. I think nothing else. I think I should stop. I should stop blobbing because I don't know what I'm talking about. Something else I wanted to share, but now it has escaped. Me. Yes. Okay, I will let you go if I remember. If I'll remember, I'll let you know next time. I will probably remember, but yes. Clucky and I will go for a cup of coffee. Would you like some pie? I want to bake an apple pie. We have apples. Let's bake an apple pie, Clucky. Kids will love it. I hope you can't hear anything. Everybody's at home already, and they are being loud there. They are in the other side of the house, but I can see. I can hear them. Hopefully you can't. Okay. We will wish you goodbye and nice weekend, and stay warm, stay safe, knit a lot, and bok bok. Heippa!